What does it look like when someone actually gets it right? Not perfectly, just genuinely. Eyes in the right direction. Best thing they have on the altar. Please welcome Abel. Abel, thank you for being here.
Of course. I don't have long. Cain asked me to go out to the field with him. We're leaving soon. But I have a little time.
I heard your offering was accepted.
Yes, I brought the firstborn of the flock, the best ones, the fat portions. I wanted to bring what cost me something, not what was left over.
Why the firstborn? Why the best?
Because that's what you bring when it matters. You don't bring what you can spare. You bring what you love. I don't know how to explain it exactly. I just knew this is not the moment to hold back.
How did you know the offering was accepted?
The fire came down. That's how you know. It consumed what I brought completely. There was nothing left. When that happens, there's no question.
What made you want to offer in the first place? Where did that come from?
From what my father told us. He said that when they left the garden, before they left, something was killed to cover them. An animal. He never forgot that. He said it was the first time something died, and that it was not wasted. It covered what needed to be covered. He passed that on to us, that this is how you come before God, not empty-handed, not with whatever is convenient, with something that costs you. I don't think my father invented that. I think he was shown it.
That's a remarkable thing to say.
Is it? It just seems true. I spend a lot of time alone with the flock. You think about things. You watch the sky. You start to feel like everything is pointing somewhere.
Where do you look when you're out there alone?
Up. I look up toward God. I don't know how else to say it. He's what I want to stay close to. The offering is part of that. It's not complicated. I just don't want the distance to grow.
Tell me about Cain.
Cain he's my brother. He's the first of us. He works the ground the way our father does. Hard, serious work. He's not like me. He carries more. Everything weighs on him more than it weighs on me. I've always admired that about him. He doesn't let go of things easily.
You two are close?
We grew up together. We're all we have, really, our family. It's a small world out here. He taught me things, how to read the land, which direction the weather comes from. He's the older one. He feels that.
His offering wasn't accepted.
No, it wasn't.
How do you feel about that?
I don't think it's about what he brought. I think it's about where he was when he brought it. I can't say that to him. I don't know how, but the offering comes from somewhere inside you. It's not just the animal or the grain. It's what you're doing when you bring it, who you're bringing it to, whether you actually believe it matters.
And do you think Cain?
I think Cain is working something out. He always is. I love him. Whatever he's working out, I love him.
Are you worried about him?
The best I know how to do is keep bringing what costs me something. And trust that God can reach Cain too. He'll be all right. He's strong. He just needs to find what he's looking for.
Abel, before you go, can I ask you something?
Of course.
Is the offering the closest you get to what your parents had?
I think so. My parents walked with God in the garden. What they had, I never had. I was born into a world that already knew what it lost. Coming near now is different. There's something between us and God that wasn't there before. My father knows it. You can see it in the way he talks about the garden. When I bring the animal, the best one, the firstborn, I'm not just bringing a gift. I'm putting it in my place, like it's carrying something I can't carry myself. I don't have words for all of it, but when the fire comes down, I know it was received, and I know it wasn't because of me.
That's enough. That's more than enough.
I should go. Cain will be waiting. This was good. I don't often get to talk about these things.
Thank you, Abel. Truly.
Tell people to look up. That's the thing. Just look up.
He doesn't know what I know, and I couldn't tell him. But I want to tell you what I saw in that room, because it matters for every episode that came before this one. Adam looked at himself, at his nakedness, his shame, his failure. He turned inward and hid. Eve looked at the fruit, at what it could make her, what it could give her. She looked at the promise of something more. The serpent looked at the throne, at the position above it, the power it wanted, the God it refused to serve. It looked up, but for all the wrong reasons. And Abel? Abel just looked up. No agenda, no ambition, no calculation. He looked up because something in him knew that's where the answer was. He brought the best he had, not what he could spare. And that offering, that simple, costly, upward offering, was received. And here is what Abel doesn't know and what I want you to hear. That offering is not forgotten. Thousands of years from now, someone will write that Abel, though dead, still speaks. His offering still lands, it still points. Because when you bring your best with your eyes in the right direction, that doesn't disappear, it echoes. And Abel's offering echoes all the way to another offering, a final one, also costly, also received, also made by someone whose eyes never moved from the right place. The offering that still speaks, it was always pointing to the one. Next time, we sit with the man who brought an offering that wasn't received and couldn't live with what came next. Cain joins us. Subscribe and come back.